The IJN Yahagi was a rather famous but unknown light cruiser to the Imperial Japanese Navy, serving at the battles of the Saboyan Sea, the Battle off Samar, and also participating in Operation 10 Ichigo, where the ship would ultimately be sunk. Tamiya has recreated this kit in 1/700th scale for their Waterline series back in the 1970s or 80s. Now this kit is clearly a very old one. I have no idea if they have ever retooled it to make it look better or not. As far as details go, the kit is very good, but there are going to be a few select areas that I will point out where details lack. Now the first thing is, how well does the kit fit together? Well, it's a Tamiya kit. Though it is an older Tamiya kit, it is still a Tamiya kit. That means it fits very good. Now there are a few areas where pieces don't fit very well, and this is because they lack an actual place to be fit on the deck. Particularly, the lifeboats had no positions that they needed to go in particular, so you had to eyeball based off of a photograph or the box art where these lifeboats should go. Another thing was the Type 21 radar net that fits to the forward rangefinder has no specific point to go on the rangefinder either, so once again you must eyeball how it's on. Otherwise, I had no issues fitting pieces to the kit. Now how about those details? Well, we're going to start with the ones that it's missing, since these are the most noticeable. The linoleum deck should have a bunch of brass bars running around it for its structural integrity. The kit does not include these brass bars. Now, if you want to, you can add these yourself, but I chose not to do that. Another thing that the kit was surprisingly missing was the chrysanthemum that goes on the bow of the vessel. This was standard for all Japanese cruisers, battleships, and aircraft carriers. Now this is one piece that I could not leave off of the kit, so I made a chrysanthemum using stretched sprue. And in this scale, it does not need to be very well detailed. Otherwise, I was quite happy with the details. The hull has its magnetic tube that runs around the entire thing to counter magnetic mines, it has the portholes, and it also has the supports for the armor belt. The superstructure and guns as a whole were very good as well, with one exception being the 25mm triple anti-airs. Out of the box, the triple 25s looked way too big and bulky, so I went back to my 1/700th Yamato, Akagi, and Zuikaku, and I pulled the triple 25s out of those. So keep in mind, if you build this kit, you might want to replace the 25mm anti-aircraft guns. Now the mast I was very happy with as well. They seemed to be somewhat on the proper scale, and they did not break upon coming off the sprue, so that was a plus. But one of the things I can say I was most easily impressed with was the details that the aircraft had. The reconnaissance aircraft were very well detailed, and then if you paint them up properly, it really exploits how good they look. Now, something else you might notice with this kit is I have placed it on a water base. This water base is the very first time I had ever made water, as I thought the kit looked good enough to have a base of water. For a first time base of water, I'm quite happy with it. Another thing I was quite happy with was the radar sets that the kit comes with. The Yahagi had one Type 21 radar net and two Type 22 radar dishes on the forward structure, which the kit does include in rather good detail for their scale. And whilst we have a close-up of the funnel, you can see the panel line work that they have done on that, so the funnel looks fantastic as well. As for Yahagi's torpedo tubes, once again, if you paint them up like the aircraft, you can exploit the details that this kit includes, and they look very good. Now then, one of the good pros to actually building the Yahagi is you can put it in any specific battle that you want. It could be at the Battle of Saboyan Sea, the Battle off Samar, or it could be on Operation 10 Ichigo. This is a late cruiser, so it does not have very many modifications done to it over time. I think that's possibly one of the greatest things to having the base. So what do I think about the kit as a whole? Well, it's a very good kit, but if you have the patience to do some additional detail work, I would highly recommend it. Now, would I recommend this kit for a beginner? Yes, I would recommend it for a beginner. Just beware that there are going to be a lot of small pieces on this one due to the fact that it is a 1/700th scale kit. A beginner's chances of losing or breaking a piece on a ship model of this size is greatly increased from someone who's been building these for a while. As for an expert modeler, once again, I would recommend this one as well. You can do some serious work with details additions, and it would make it look fantastic, and of course, you can make yourself a base to go along with it as well. So overall, I do recommend it for any skill of model building. Well, hopefully you have enjoyed this review on Tamiya's 1/700th scale IJN Yahagi. If so, why not subscribe and leave a comment down below, and have a wonderful day.